No, OSCILLOCOCCINUM. See, I don't have no one in here that's like, tell me what it is before time. And extractable wild duck heart and liver, and diluting it to the point that it's imperceptible. The Federal Trade Commission said homeopathic drug claims are not based on modern scientific methods. But that sounds kind of gross. What is that? I've never even heard of homeopathic remedy. Oh, oh. Let's go to the next one. CR's take on it says don't even bother. Probiotics. What research says good bacteria best known to help foster a healthy gut may also help prevent respiratory tract infections, according to a 2015 analysis. Is it safe? The pills can sometimes cause bloating and gas and may lead to infections in people with seriously weakened immune systems. Ciara's take. Consuming yogurt and other probiotics rich in food is fine, but there's not enough evidence to justify taking probiotic pills to fight off a cold or flu. Vitamin C. What does the research says? Now I'm a good vitamin C popper. People who take 200 milligrams of vitamin C every day might have slightly stronger colds than other people. According to a 2013 review of 29 trials, loading up after symptoms appear does not seem to help at all. And that's when everybody take it. We get the symptoms and be popping vitamin C. Other than that, we don't bother that vitamin C. Is it safe? The pills may make kidney stones more likely, and high doses can cause nausea and diarrhea. That may also interact with cancer drugs, blood thinners, and estrogen. Wow. CR's take. A better bet. Regularly include vitamin C foods, such as greens, citrus fruits, and diet. So don't OD on them like I've been doing. That's real good to know. So who knows what's wrong with my stomach now? Zinc. What the research says, a 2015 analysis found that zinc lozenges and syrup reduced the length of severity of colds when started within 24 hours after the symptoms start. Okay, I've been taking the wrong thing. Is it safe? Possible side effects include diarrhea, nausea, stomach cramps, vomiting. Long-term use, especially in high doses, may cause copper deficiency, can cause trigger anemia. Ew. CR's take on certain benefits aren't worth the potential risk. Wow, didn't get that. I can't believe that. Okay, so when I was talking about this cold thing, and we had talked about it in the first place, I just wanted to reiterate something, that I think everyone should remember while in restaurants. Okay, it says, I'm repeating this from last week. A cough can compel droplets at speeds of 50 miles per hour. A sneeze at more than 100 miles per hour, sending them 6 feet or further. That's from the Center for Disease Control Prevention. So if you're at that, you sick people and coughing people, stay home. Don't go to restaurants. Somebody wants to get those. That's the bottom line. Okay, a day-by-day guide for treating cold and flu. Okay, first we're going to do the cold, and then we're going to do the flu. Okay, so for cold, it says day one, don't call your doctor. There's no prescription or drug proved to shorten that common cold. Antibiotics work against bacterial infections. Non-viral ones such as colds and the antiviral drug that can ease the flu don't work against the virus that cause cold. Keep it simple. An over-the-counter pain reliever such as acetaminophen. Ha, ha, ha. See, you thought I'd messed that one up. Tylenol, Ibuprofen, Ibuprofen, um, I Advil. That's what I get. Too confident, right? Advil or naproxen, Aleve, can ease sore throat, can gargling with salt water. For details on how to soothe it, it goes on another one. Practice scrupulous hygiene. Though it's good to stay home if you can, that's not as important as it is for the flu. And you probably don't feel as terrible because colds usually come on gradually with a sore throat. But do not, but do make sure that you're out of the public when you practice extra good hygiene. Avoid touching others, cough and sneeze into a tissue in your elbow, and regularly wash your hands. That's on day number one. Day two or three of cold, don't try to sweat it out. You might feel good enough to exercise or maybe even think that working out hard will speed up your recovery. Moderate activity and might even help a little. But an exhausting workout is more likely to prolong symptoms, says Marvin M. Goodman, MD, Chief Medical Advisor for Consumer Reports. Get ready for congestion, sneezing, and runny nose. These symptoms often develop after when they consider non-drug measurements such as honey, saltwater goggle, or sore throat, saline nasal sprays to ease congestion, and staying well hydrated, consuming hot teas, soups to thin the mucus. This is for cold. This is day number 2 to 4. Day number 5, if it's plus days that you've had a cold, consider calling a doctor. Okay, if symptoms worsen or they don't improve, you could be developing a bacterial infection, viral one, an antibiotic, or have another problem such as allergies, bronchitis, or pneumonia. Those are the 5 days of a cold. Day number 1, you don't need to call a doctor. You can just keep it simple with acetaminophen, Tylenol, Advil, or something like that. Day, day number 2, don't try to sweat it out. You're sweating it out just might prolong it, and it might just make it worse. Just take congestion for sneezing and runny nose. Day number 5, consider calling the doctor on the 5th day. Okay, because if your symptoms are not improving, you could very well be moving into a bacterial infection on top of one, which would require antibiotic. Okay. Cold is onset gradual, over a day or more. Fever, low to none severity, mild to moderate symptoms. Scratchy throat, runny nose, runny or stuffy nose, sneezing, and finally a cough. Those are all symptoms of a cold. The flu, on the other hand, is another different animal all by itself, right? Day number 1, stay home. Okay, at this point, you're highly contagious. You don't want to spread germs, and you probably feel like a truck hit you. So call work or school and say you're out of commission. The flu usually lasts a week, and often two. Though after a few days, you can reconsider if the symptoms ease. Stock up if you can. Some Someone bring you survival basics, tissue, easy to eat foods, and over the counter meds to soothe the miserable symptoms. Pamper yourself. Your body is yelling, climb into bed. Listen to it. Pushing yourself hard, especially in the early part of the illness, can weaken you. Ask your doctor about antiviral drugs such as Tamiflu, um, Relenzo, especially if you're 65 or older, younger, younger than 5, pregnant or just had a baby, have asthma, heart disease, or any other chronic disease. Antivirals can shorten the flu, but about a day to reduce the risk of pneumonia and other infections. So get started within 48 hours of the onset symptoms. Okay, rein in your fever. The flu often starts with a temperature over 100 Fahrenheit. You can get it down with the anti-acetaminophen, or naproxen. These drugs can ease the tense head, the body aches, and often emerge with flu. Day number between 2 to 4, get fluids down. Okay? If you don't have an appetite, fever can make dehydration likely. Consider alternating water with salty liquid such as chicken or vegetable broth with a sweet liquid like tea, juice, or ice fruit pop. The mixture helps replace the electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and glucose. And full hydration may help thin out thick mucus, says Patricia A. Stinchfield, a pediatric nurse, practitioner, and senior director of infection prevention and control at the Children's Minnesota Pediatric Health System. Monitor your system. I mean, monitor your temperature. Fever itself is not harmful, but in rare cases, sudden spikes can trigger seizures, especially in young children. And fever indicates that you probably still are contagious too. Watch for complications. The flu can get seriously quick. The flu can get serious quickly, it says. Call your healthcare provider if you have difficulty breathing or swallowing, or if you experience disorientation, all of which can indicate pneumonia, bronchitis, dehydration. Those most vulnerable, children, elderly, and the people with chronic conditions also contact a healthcare provider. If your throat is sore and is painful, you have difficulty urinating, call your doctor. Day 5 or 6, consider going back to work or school. After saying all that, well, that was day number 3, 2 to 4. Day number 5 to 6, consider going back to work. Nah, you stay home. If you're feeling stronger and have been fever-free for 24 hours, you can consider going back to work. Prepare for a lingering sore throat and a cough. That's going to linger. Though body aches and fevers are now probably gone by now, cough and sore throat often persist. Some non-drug options, lozenges, honey, gargling, and stuff like that. Don't panic. The flu often lasts longer than a week. Just keep doing what you've been doing, and you should get progressively better. Call your doctor if you're not improving, or if you have any of the warning signs of complications described. You should be developing pneumonia or sinusitis, or you have another health problem. So that's a day-by-day chart about the flu, and a day-by-day chart about what's its face? A cold, about the flu and about the cold. So I'm almost out of time. I don't have much to read these little love things in here because this is a lot. This is a book called Shantae and Jeff Fillman. This one is a guide for men only. Okay, so I had highlighted some things in here, but I'm not going to have the time to go over them all. So let's go over from what's funny, okay? The hidden triggers that men say that we have as women, okay? I feel like I'm reading some type of men's diary, some secret stuff that they tell each other to try to help them out and doesn't help nothing. But this says hidden triggers. This is for men only. It's talking about us women, okay? Even women in a good relationship feel they could just be a few bad blow-ups away from things going south. Who says, in the course of everyday life, in reasonably healthy relationship, what is more likely to drive her to wonder? Does she still love me? Here are a few triggers. Conflict. For us guys, conflict is just conflict. It's not a signal or a start of something bigger. As one woman explained, a lot of desperate feelings surface for me when I feel like my husband is pleased with me. I know it sounds old-fashioned, but I'm a pretty independent person, but it still really affects me. Second trigger sign is withdrawal. When we're faced with conflict, men tend to retreat into silence to escape unwanted feelings.